I'll create the complete script in a reusable writing block format. Have you ever turned down something most people only dream about, and then revealed a secret so powerful that it left everyone speechless? On a rainy evening in downtown Chicago, a single father stood face to face with one of the most successful CEOs in America. She was wealthy, admired, and used to getting everything she wanted. But when she leaned in to kiss him, he gently stepped back. What happened next wasn't a story about romance. It was a story about kindness, sacrifice, and a truth that would change both of their lives forever. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Kindness Paradise, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stories like this remind us that kindness can appear in the most unexpected moments. Now, let's begin. Michael Carter was a 38-year-old single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Emma, on his own. Life had not been easy for him. 3 years earlier, his wife had passed away after a long battle with cancer. The loss shattered his world. Overnight, Michael became both father and mother to a little girl who desperately needed love and stability. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise. He prepared Emma's breakfast, packed her lunch, and walked her to school before heading to work. Michael worked as a maintenance supervisor at a large technology company in Chicago. The pay wasn't amazing, but it kept a roof over their heads. Despite his struggles, Michael was known for one thing throughout the company: his kindness. He helped coworkers without being asked. He stayed late to assist new employees. He listened when people needed someone to talk to. Even during his hardest days, he always managed to make others feel valued. One morning, news spread throughout the company. The CEO herself would be visiting the building. Her name was Victoria Reynolds. She was one of the youngest female billionaires in America and the founder of the company. Employees were excited and nervous. Victoria rarely visited branch offices. When she did, everyone paid attention. As she toured the building, something unexpected happened. One of the elevators suddenly stopped working. Several employees became trapped inside. Panic quickly spread. While others waited for emergency technicians, Michael immediately stepped forward. Calmly and confidently, he spoke to the trapped workers through the elevator door. He reassured them. He kept them calm. Then he worked alongside emergency crews until everyone was safely rescued. Victoria watched the entire situation. She noticed something unusual. Michael never tried to impress anyone. He wasn't looking for recognition. He simply cared about people. That evening, Victoria asked her assistant for information about him. Over the next few weeks, she found herself thinking about Michael often. Not because of his appearance. Not because of his position. But because genuine kindness was something she rarely encountered. Most people wanted something from her. Money. Influence. Opportunities. Michael wanted nothing. Months passed, and Victoria began visiting the office more frequently. Each time, she found reasons to talk with Michael. They discussed work, family, life, dreams. Slowly, a friendship developed. Emma even met Victoria during a company family event. To everyone's surprise, Emma adored her. Victoria spent hours helping children with activities and games. For the first time in years, Michael saw someone who genuinely cared about his daughter. As their friendship grew, Victoria realized she was developing deeper feelings. She admired Michael's strength, his humility, his devotion to Emma. Everything about him felt different from the world she knew. One evening after a company charity gala, Victoria asked Michael to stay behind. The ballroom was nearly empty. Soft music played in the background. The city lights sparkled through the large windows. Victoria looked nervous. For a woman who negotiated billion-dollar deals without hesitation, this was unfamiliar territory. "Michael," she said quietly, "there's something I've wanted to tell you." Michael listened carefully. Victoria took a deep breath. "I think I've fallen in love with you." The room suddenly felt still. Michael was stunned. Before he could respond, Victoria stepped closer. Then she gently leaned forward, hoping to kiss him. But Michael took a small step back. Victoria froze. Her face turned pale. No one had ever rejected her before. For a moment, she felt embarrassed and confused. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Michael immediately shook his head. "No, Victoria. Please don't apologize." Tears began forming in her eyes. "Then why?" The question hung in the air. Michael looked down for several seconds before speaking. When he finally raised his head, his eyes were filled with emotion. "Because if I kissed you right now, it wouldn't be honest." Victoria stared at him silently. Michael continued, "You deserve the truth first." He reached into his wallet and carefully pulled out an old photograph. It showed a smiling woman holding a young Emma. "My wife," he said softly. Victoria nodded. She knew about her passing, but she didn't understand what he meant. Michael swallowed hard. "The last thing she asked me before she died was to make sure Emma always felt loved." His voice trembled. "For years, every decision I've made has been about my daughter." Victoria listened quietly. Then Michael revealed the confession that left her speechless. "Victoria, I do have feelings for you." Her eyes widened. "But I've been afraid." "Afraid of what?" she asked. Michael took a deep breath. "Afraid that if I let someone into our lives, and it didn't work out, Emma would get hurt again." Victoria couldn't speak. Michael continued. "Every time you spent time with Emma, she smiled more. Every time you visited, she seemed happier. And I realized something." His voice cracked. "I wasn't protecting myself. I was protecting her." Victoria's eyes filled with tears. For the first time, she understood. This wasn't rejection. It was love. A father's love. The kind of love willing to sacrifice personal happiness to protect a child. For several moments, neither of them spoke. Then Victoria did something unexpected. She smiled. She gently took Michael's hand. "Do you know why I fell in love with you?" Michael shook his head. "Because kindness always puts others first." Tears rolled down both of their faces. Victoria wasn't speechless because Michael rejected her. She was speechless because she had never witnessed such selfless devotion. In the months that followed, they took things slowly. There were no grand headlines. No dramatic announcements. Just trust, patience, and kindness. Victoria spent time building a genuine relationship with Emma. Michael gradually allowed himself to believe that happiness was possible again. 1 year later, Emma stood between them in a small park overlooking Lake Michigan. As the sun set behind the skyline, Michael finally kissed Victoria. This time, there was no fear. Only hope. Only trust. And only love. Their story became a reminder to everyone who knew them that true kindness isn't about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's about putting others before yourself. It's about protecting the people you love. It's about choosing compassion even when life is difficult. And sometimes, the greatest act of kindness is simply being honest about what's in your heart. If this story touched you, remember that kindness has the power to change lives in ways we may never fully understand. A kind word, a patient moment, or a selfless decision can create ripples that last forever. So today, choose kindness. Because the world always needs more of it. And you never know whose life you might change. If you want a different, stronger prompt that generates a more emotional and viral YouTube kindness story, use this. Write a 1,000-word emotional storytelling video script in simple, natural English for an American audience. Story title: A single dad rejected his CEO's kiss, then his confession left her speechless. Requirements: start with a powerful emotional hook that immediately grabs attention within the first 2 short paragraphs. Create strong curiosity so viewers feel compelled to keep watching until the end. After the hook, add a short YouTube engagement section asking viewers to like, subscribe, and comment, and naturally mention the channel name Kindness Paradise. Write the entire script as a narrator-style story without any headings, scene labels, chapter titles, bullet points, or formatting breaks. Use warm, emotional, and vivid storytelling that feels like a real-life human interest story. Focus heavily on kindness, sacrifice, honesty, forgiveness, and emotional connection. The main character should be a hardworking single father struggling to raise his child after a painful divorce. The female CEO should be wealthy and powerful but secretly lonely and emotionally wounded. Build a slow emotional connection between them through meaningful acts of kindness. Include realistic dialogue throughout the story to make characters feel alive. Create several emotional moments that make viewers feel sympathy, hope, and inspiration. The CEO should eventually try to kiss the single father, but he respectfully rejects her. His heartfelt confession must be unexpected, emotional, and powerful enough to leave the CEO speechless. Make the confession reveal his integrity, love for his child, and commitment to honesty. Include emotional twists, heartfelt conversations, and moments of personal growth. Keep the language very simple and easy to understand for all ages. Make the story suitable for YouTube storytelling channels and family-friendly audiences. End with a deeply moving and uplifting conclusion that teaches a meaningful lesson about kindness and encourages viewers to spread kindness in their own lives. Ensure the final script is approximately 1,000 words long. Write in a smooth narration style that sounds natural when read aloud in a YouTube video. Do not include headings, instructions, notes, or word count labels, only the complete script.